A new team of paranormal investigators is on the hunt for one thing: haunted objects. Led by a master ghost hunter with nerves of steel and years of experience putting them to the test, a skilled researcher driven to find the facts and get to the truth, and a world-class medium who can communicate directly with spirits and read the hidden energy of haunted objects. Their traveling roadshow will take them into the heart of evil.
They were hanged here.
To the most haunted locations.
There's something behind you.
Where they'll help desperate people terrorized by everyday objects. And they won't quit until the evil is found, cleansed from the object, or removed from the owner's life.
Guys, we're gonna need to repossess this one.
Thank you, guys.
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to Family Spirit International. Hey, Blaine.
Hello, sister. How are you tonight?
Doing good. We've got a very special show tonight. We've got a really close friend of ours, sweet person, Chris O'Toole Lisbony. And, she is really a genius.
Yes, she is.
She does film. She's helped with a lot of different projects. She's featured in A Ghost Ruined My Life. That's really intense. And she's also got a piece of equipment she's created, and I can't wait for her to talk about it. Let's bring her on.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
what's going on, Chris?
Hey. Man, it's been a while since I've been on your show.
I know, it's been too long.
Yeah, I think it's been like over a year or so.
We getting that bad, Chris? Golly.
We're moving slow, man.
Man, look, man, time goes by so fast. I didn't realize how old, the older you get, the time goes by faster.
Who does it ever?
It's right on.
I know I'm pushing that big 6-0 next year. I'm like, I don't want to be 60, but I ain't got no choice.
Yeah, I just pushed the big 48, September 27th. So I feel you.
Hey, that's my daughter's birthday too. She turned 36 on the 27th. Right on, man.
Oh, well, she's cool.
She is
cool. She's a Libra.
Like me.
like me. See, that's why we all get along.
Exactly.
Thank y'all for having me today. I appreciate it.
Happy to have you.
Pleasure, man.
So tell us about your latest film projects you've done, because there's been several.
Yes, actually. I have ADHD, so I'm constantly creating things and have my hands really in a lot of things. So right now what I'm working on kind of like a little project, and it's called Baytown Haunted History. Where I live at in Baytown, Texas, there are haunted places, and it's just kind of like an untapped resource, for paranormal research. And so I'm basically exploring these places. Now people are starting to figure this out, and I see that there's one organization now who's like starting to do ghost tours, like, on certain properties, on locations. So right now I'm trying to get a cast going so we can get them on television for, a next upcoming TV show. So, paranormal patience, right? Like grasshoppers, patience. I'm the type of person, I like to get things done like this, when it
Yep,
comes
I'm
to
with
that.
you.
But unfortunately, when it comes to production, some things take time
Yeah,
and all that.
understand.
Hold on one second, okay?
I hear it. Yep.
There's
Do your
something going
thing.
on, okay?
All right. I tell you what, while that's going on, I think we'll just run right back. I forgot to play the pre-show. So I'm going back and play it, give her a chance to get the doggy. I'll be right back. Oh my goodness, how do I hit it? There it is.
What is this thing? Something from behind me pushed me all the way to the ground.
All right, we're back. I hope
That
that
was
gave
quick.
you enough time. I don't know if you know, but Blaine actually has his own book out. It's called is it My Sacred Journey or
Our sacred journey, because
It is
I
our
went on this
sacred
journey with a lot of y'all, including all of y'all on here. So
Congratulations.
Yeah,
you.
it says coming soon to Amazon, but it is already out on Amazon.
Yeah, it's out on Amazon, it's out on Audible, and also out on Kindle and
Nice.
softback, regular book.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. And there's going to be more to come. He
Yep.
just started his journey telling his story. So the next part of it will be, part 2, My Sacred Journey or something like that, where he's going to talk specifically about, what it's like being a psychic medium and being maybe in the military, and some of the things he's had happen has been unbelievable. We got a lot of things coming out.
Yeah.
My husband actually has 2 books out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. One is called Victorian Ghost Hunting, A Journey into the 19th Century Supernatural Investigation. And then this one is called Spiritual Grounding and Shielding. And we do workshops on these. And we were printing stuff off and trying to staple that stuff together. And it kept getting bigger and bigger. I said, baby, let's just put this out so people can get it on Amazon or download it on Kindle. And then when we did, time it went out, he started getting sales. So I'm very happy with him, very happy for him. And,
Me too.
trying to
Yay,
keep the
Matt.
information
Congratulations.
going, educating people, helping people
Yep.
understand their experiences. It's so important.
No, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
back to your story. You've been looking for a team of people to do some filming.
Well, actually, what I'm doing is I'm helping create a storyline to try to get Baytown on the map, in the sense of, having one of the haunted towns,
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yes, absolutely. So I did have one person who most likely would have been casted, but but that kind of fell through. And one person that I do have, let's just say he is a character, okay? And and
Worse
so,
than you?
yeah,
me?
yeah. Like, okay,
No, her.
this guy has ADHD, okay? And that being said, where he lives is actually in the old neighborhood that I used to live in, where I've had these paranormal experiences that I pretty much, kind of talk about one of the stories in Eli Roth Presents. Okay, but this one is really interesting because he lives in this trailer. 4 people have passed away in this trailer. The 2 I don't really know much about. I think one OD'd in there, but there was a couple.
I was picking that up, yeah.
Yes, there was a couple who lived there, and they both had addiction problems. One was addicted to pills, the other one was addicted to alcohol. And so we have a mutual friend that was a best friend with the female that passed away in there, one of the females, because altogether it was like 4 people, you know.
Oh.
And so her name was Beverly, and she was good friends with her and everything like that. But then she kind of found out something when Beverly passed away, because Beverly unfortunately passed away in the house of an overdose. And then a month later, her husband told her that he gave her more than the amount of pills that she needed. So basically, he confessed of basically killing her,
Yeah.
you know, in this house. Yes. And he had medical concerns of his own. He had a bad heart, and also too, he suffered basically from aneurysms. And a few months later, he passed away. But in between those months, he would, you know, call my friend Val over and say, "Hey, why don't you go into the closet?" And she would go in the closet, you know, and he was like, "Here, put this stuff on, put this stuff on," you know, and she just kind of felt really uncomfortable. He started talking about how, you know, he was going to will everything to her, you know, before he passes away. She just didn't feel right about that, you know, and then she kind of like stayed her distance, you know, away from him. But what really gave me chills is how he just presented this to her, you know, confessing that he, you know, murdered his wife. He said, "I gave her more than she should have taken. And as she was dying, I just walked across her body and went to bed, because where she was found was in the hallway, you know, where there's a laundromat. And in order to get to his place, you have to, you know, go past him or go past her in the hallway to get to the back room."
Wow.
So
How
these,
can somebody do that to someone they swore to love and cherish, you know?
and I'm telling you, it is that land over there. That
Yeah.
land has a lot of negativity. And if you have any addiction to drugs or alcohol, it will consume you and it will
Oh
play
yeah.
you like a puppet,
Yep.
you know. And I know this spirit who does this, you know, and he is very outspoken. He doesn't care what people know, what he's done, you know, in his former life, you know. So it's a vicious cycle over there. There's a lot of people who have OD'd over there. There's a lot of people who've committed suicides in Bay Oaks Harbor off of Tri-City Beach Road, you know, in Baytown, Texas. Now, at one time, it used to be a plantation. There used to be 2 plantations right next to each other. So it was Belle Prairie, and then it was Evergreen Plantation. Evergreen Plantation was owned by Dr. Ashbel Smith. He was the founder of University of Texas the medical school for the University of Texas, UTMB, in Galveston. And he was a diplomat for the Republic of Texas. He was a surgeon, you know, for the Civil War also too. I think he was a colonel as well and all that. He was over the Bayland Guards with Sam Houston.
My God.
And yeah, and these guys actually trained in that location, in that area, you know. So you'll hear marching, you'll hear, you know, rhythm, you know what I'm saying, of just discipline and core. You know what I'm talking about in the military.
Oh
You know,
yes.
Oh
that
yeah.
type of regiment. Half of them died in the Battle of Vicksburg and in the Battle of Shiloh. So the widows that were, you know, there, you know, when their husbands didn't return back, Ashbel Smith and his cousin Henry Gillette founded what's called the Bayland Orphanage of Fallen Soldiers. Because when these widows got married, then the new husband didn't want the children,
Oh wow.
you know, or if they didn't
Oh
get
my God.
married, they were matrons, you know, at the school to live there, you know, for, you know, provide a roof over their head and food in their mouth and so forth like that, you know.
God, so
So
much about this is just making me really sick. I'm
Yeah.
tasting something, and it means something.
yes.
It's very bitter.
Yeah.
It tastes like an old penny.
Yeah, so
Something
It does
in
have
an
a
almond. So I don't know. It's a combination. Maybe it's the taste of medicine,
and, you know,
because then
and
he
it's
gave
funny.
her too much medicine.
Yeah, and it's funny that you said that. And the reason why I say this because there was yellow fever that broke out.
Mhm.
So Dr. Asheville Smith was trying to find, he was researching the yellow fever at his medical clinic over in Galveston. And there was slaves and kids who passed away here. There used to be sugar canes. So back in the day, they believed if
Okay.
you sucked on the sugar cane and all that, they'll take the illness away.
Now it's sweet, but it is still bitter.
Right. And see, and I've never had actual sugar cane,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, but that's what they used to grow out here, that and rice
Yeah.
and everything.
Interesting.
So yeah, and there would be times too, like in the house I used to live in, I would be by myself and I would hear a kid coughing, in my son's room, and no one's in that room. No one's there.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of residual energy that's there, and there's a lot of hurt, that's there just from the mistreatment, of some of the slaves and all that. And some of these weren't even slaves. They chose to stay there, but
Yeah.
at the same time, they didn't have nowhere to go,
Mm-mm.
Back in the
that
day
happened
after
a lot
Reconstruction.
that happened a lot with indigenous and slaves.
Yep.
Indentured
Right.
servants, that type of thing, and the family ended
Right.
up together. I would love for you to come here and meet a friend of ours. I'm looking up like this because Gwen is sitting across from me, but our little squares don't show me looking at her because I'm shooting looks at her. First of all, my dog fell asleep at her feet, and then she decided to fart on poor Gwen. So we got our own little thing over here happening, but.
I'm tasting bitter and feeling water on my feet. I don't know what's with that. So.
I feel very well. Water is for rice because it has to be. So that makes a lot of sense. But what I was going to say, we have a bed and breakfast that I am dying to take Blaine to. You've been there, but you haven't been able to stay. It's called the Gilded Bat, and the man that owned it was a doctor, and he did not believe in slavery, but he loaned a big amount of money to family. And the way they paid him back, because they could not pay him, was by giving him slaves. Well, his son fell in love with one of the girls that was actually part black and part white. And she was very educated. And they sent her there because the doctor was getting older and needed help. And she was his nurse. Fell in love with the son, and they had twins at the house. And as it goes on, they ended up having to move and things, but the spirits of a lot of the people are still there, and the history is very alive. And I mean that literally. When Blaine walked in, it lit him up. Didn't it?
Yep.
We talked about it a good bit, and we had the owner on the show, and Blaine was picking up on that too. Of course, Gwen and I've investigated it, and we've had all kinds several times, and with the class too. So, if you ever get this way, I've got to take you there.
Oh, no, absolutely.
I think your ghost and my ghost would get along.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, would. Blaine, it doesn't matter where I take the class, they call for him. Yeah. The ghost will be there. And I don't know what it is. Blaine, what do you think it is?
I have no earthly idea. I cannot even be in a place where my name gets called out.
Look,
I think you called me one day, Chris, and said, "Hey, they're asking for you on a ghost box when we were at Pauly jail."
Yeah. Like for instance, like every time that I'm on the Haviland Nicola, there's a dude named Ed that comes through every single time. So like I don't know who this dude is. I think he may be related to the location that I used to live, because I would hear his name quite frequently.
It's got something to say to you.
But at the same time, I was dealing with this guy who, had a demonic attachment to him. And so his nickname was kind of like Ed as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's hard for me to, differ, so I just like, hey, when Ed comes through, I'm like, Ed, shut up.
Hey, Chris, Chris, ask for, when you do your sessions, ask for 7. He is phenomenal of getting spirits there, and when you're ready for them to leave, you make sure they're gone. And
No,
he'll know you're a
absolutely.
friend. He'll know you're a friend of mine, and he'll come right through for you.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Because when I do this type of work, I always try to put into that mainframe that, I'm doing science. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? I am very spiritual, as y'all know.
Yeah.
I mean, we go to church and all that. We believe in Christ. But at the same time, we have to be realistic that, back in the day, people interpreted things differently when they didn't have science to attach to it.
Yep.
And so I truly believe, the science that I'm doing can help people in the near future, to learn about the dead. I go to cemeteries and I talk to people. I have a conversation through this device, and intelligent ones, because this is going to help someone who has, in the near future, Alzheimer's and dementia. This can help, especially with the frequency. So
can you talk a little bit about what is the Nicola, the Haviland Nicola?
Yeah, the Haviland Nicola. Yeah, so okay, so basically, bottom line, it's just a souped up spirit box, but I created a certain frequency, brainwave frequency. And so when you listen to this brainwave frequency and you use the best, honestly, third party ITC device or app, if you use one, is probably Necrophonic. And this is the reason why. Because when
we love that one.
I love it too, because that's the only way that I'm able to interpose my thoughts, and it comes out of the box.
Yeah, right on.
So so you can write your name down, or you can just do a syllable word, write it down, concentrate on that word, and that word will eventually come out of the box. Especially if we record it. Now, let's just say you and I, we're all in an intense conversation, right? And I would love to use it, with all of us, because of the fact that we are psychic mediums and all that. And you will hear your voice come out of the box. Like when you're talking, when you're like in your consciousness. No, it is intense. I think the most intense thing that I've ever done with it, experiments, was actually when Alec Murdoch was on trial.
I remember this conversation.
Yes. And excuse my language, for shits and giggles, I thought, you know what? I'm going to put this in real time. I'm going to see what it picks up. And so when I did the playback, you hear words come out first before he says it. You hear residual energy. Yeah, and I have it on TikTok. You hear residual energy of like the dog moving and barking, and you hear his voice distinctly, before he says something. And I mean, and this shows right here how it tapped it into his consciousness. That's badass. Yeah, because you hear you hear his son's name, you hear his wife's name, come out, and it's just like you hear.
So he was on trial, and
he was
while
on trial.
we were watching it, you
live.
Used your device with the brainwave, and it connected you to what was being said.
It connected to his consciousness, and it was coming out of the box.
That is
you were getting lifetime feedback spiritually,
right,
of the BS he was shoveling over there.
No, absolutely. Now, I have to do a little bit of upgrade to my box. I actually upgraded it a little bit more, where I can use, how can I say, like different crystals to manifest, and I'm doing some experimenting with sound and water as well, because water is a really good conductor. And the thing is, I'm trying to make it where anyone can use this box, who's not a psychic medium, you know what I'm saying? Because it makes you one. You listen to the frequency, and either it opens you up more, or it makes you know things that you haven't known before, or it makes you very aware of your surroundings.
I like that. I like being aware of my surroundings, and I like learning new things. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like,
what would happen if you put it in a sound bowl that was tuned for a specific thing, and you would use it with the device in there?
That'd be interesting.
Listen to it to open yourself up, and it can tune you to the box. I don't know.
No, absolutely. And,
playing.
okay, and so look, and this is an accidental mistake. So I have an actuator, which that is, it's just a volume control. So I have that on the Haviland Nicola. The only thing is that it's cheap, and I got to get another one because two of the wires came apart. So I'm getting not feedback, but I am getting that kind of signal, right?
Oh,
Well, the thing is, it kind of works with the frequency because it
Yeah.
starts getting loud and loud and loud. And when that happens, I get results coming out of the box.
interesting. So
So
you're
they're
basically,
using it. Yeah.
you're basically creating your own white noise with it, which is pretty
Right.
Oh
badass.
yes, now that's
Right.
a good thing.
By accident, but still, it
Right.
is working. So that's a
Yeah.
great accomplishment.
Right. And see, and this is more like not even white noise. It's like one, 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 one,
Yeah.
one, 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 and then something starts to come out. So it seems like, when it oscillates, that the spirits or the intelligent energy can manifest and speak clearly. And also too, you can use an SP7,
wow.
spirit box and
Yeah.
all that. And if you put it on there and and you play with the noise gate and everything like that, I went to a place that was highly active. It would honestly, you thought that I had a necrophonic app on
Oh wow.
because it was coming loud and clear. And I've never had that happen on a SP7.
It does for me sometimes, but I haven't used one in so long. I'm like you. The necrophonic I like it because it has just, you can hear what they're saying, and I like to see what your device would do with it.
Now I have been testing the necrophonic along with the Transcend app
Oh, I haven't
because
seen that yet.
because it uses, or the Transcend Theory app,
Okay.
because it uses letters instead of like words and all that. So I'll use it back to back, against each other, and basically, I mean, whatever I get, it confirms to the other app.
That's badass.
It is, and so I've been trying to kind of do that, with the sessions that I've been having, is trying to use, my my iPad, and work the Trans Theory app on that and so forth, and kind of like, use it with, the other device with the Haviland Nicola. So I've gotten really cool results.
Cool.
Okay, and one of the cool results, and I've been meaning to post it. So I have a friend, and I don't know, she's been around the paranormal community for years, and I didn't even know that. And she lives in Baytown. Her name is Sally. And so Sally was like, "Hey, you were telling me about like Tri-City Beach Road and Evergreen, being like haunted. Like, I'm over here right now." And so I decided to go, meet up with her. And then when I did, I went and I brought the Haviland Nicola, and you can hear, it was weird because it was like, like they were putting their own static in.
Yeah.
And that really doesn't happen because, I mean, mine's, is power operated, on a power supply. When it starts to get low, it'll start like something like that, but it was like, you can hear them talking, but it was kind of hard. But then some words would come out. And so I told her, I was like, watch, I was like, TB is here. I was like, hey, where's TB? Is TB here? And then you hear he's coming.
Nice.
And then you hear about a few seconds later, what's up?
What's up?
What's up? Yeah.
Don't you love that we have spirits that know you and they come
Yes.
up and talk to you? That's one of the greatest things to me. It's like, oh, look, so-and-so's at this location. Did we have him at that location too? And it's like so cool when they do that.
Look, TB and we have a love and hate relationship. Like, he doesn't like me. I don't like him, but he tends to be around me at times. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of it is because he feels like I am one of his children that he tried to murder. Because he was raping the slaves. And so he thought, hey, you know what? I think you're one of my kids. Should I love you or should I hate you? That kind of situation. But at the same time, Asheville Smith, this is the funny story about this. I feel that Dr. Asheville Smith is connected to me in some way, because when I was little, I was born at his hospital. I
Oh,
died. I was clinically dead. My mom said I was clinically dead for 10 minutes, and I came back.
Wow.
When I was a kid, I used to play in the old red building, and that was his first building that he had his medical school in. So I used to play on the first floor. My grandmother, when she was little, she used to play on the third floor because that's where all the cadavers and all that used to be back in the day.
nice.
Yeah, they didn't have it where it was now, where you couldn't, get up there. All my family worked at UTMB, in Galveston. And so what are the odds for me to be compelled to purchase a home, cash, and it's not even to my liking,
Yeah.
and like, did he send me here? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it happened to be on his property that he used to own. There's just like too
many coincidences. There's no
There
such
is
thing as a
no
coincidence.
such thing.
right?
You know that better. That was for a reason.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, absolutely. And so now I'm wondering if this reason is because when he passed away in his sleep. I don't believe that he did pass away in his sleep. I believe that someone took his life. I believe that someone put a pillow over his head and smothered him, because they wanted his land.
Yeah, that's
And
that's to be expected.
Maybe that's why he
Yeah.
called you back.
Maybe so,
You
because
can
I do
tell his
have an
story.
right. I mean, I do have an
Mhm.
apparition photo of him without eyes in my front yard. Like if you
Nice.
look at his photo, you can tell that it is him by his hand, by his chops, sideburns, and his mouth, and his, goatee, and his nose. You can tell that it's that. And so since I've kind of like, thought about, okay, this is most likely how he died. I can't find his death certificate. I did find that he died of heart failure, but back in the day, if someone dies in their sleep, even if they're smothered by a pillow, that's going to be considered heart failure because they've
Yep.
had a heart attack in their sleep.
Yep.
You
Exactly.
know, and I believe the person who did it is still roaming the grounds, and his name is Benny Roper, Benjamin Roper. Come to find out, when I did more investigating on him, that he was a judge. That's what they have like at his cemetery, and you can't even get to his tombstone because there's so much grass and thickets and all that, and there's
He's
like
been forgotten.
infested with snakes.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, and because I did ask, like, how he died, and you can hear is like, in bed with a pillow,
Oh, nice.
you
Yeah.
know,
I got
and
my pillow, but I didn't do anything bad. See the ghosty?
it's a ghost.
Yeah,
It's a
it looks like the
ghost.
one from Pac-Man.
Yeah.
I'm a child of the
Yeah.
80s, aren't we? Aren't we, Blaine?
Oh yeah.
I even have the blankie to match. I was all ready for the show tonight. I was like, let's talk to Chris. This is a combination of the paranormal and true crime.
No,
Historically.
absolutely.
It's scary and it's sad.
Yeah, because there's these two other spirits that roam around. It's a mother and a daughter, and my son used to talk to her all the time, and then I would hear a conversation happening, but I couldn't understand what she was saying. But I've seen her several times. We have video of her walking, in our yard, not in our yard, but walking in our bedroom, back and forth. So yeah, we would see him. I've never seen the mother. I just only have photos of her, where she's appeared and
Yeah.
so forth like that. But I'm telling you, it was chilling. 2 years later, I do more research and I come to find out that these two spirits have been roaming around. Well, they were named basically. Man, I can
I'm
see
sorry,
it.
I'm working on our stuff here.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay.
There we
It's okay.
go.
Mine was
There we
lagging
go.
so bad I couldn't even
Yeah,
talk.
my
so.
internet. I just got my internet back yesterday evening, and
Mhm.
both of us trying to broadcast in here is just too much. I guess we're putting along with a spare tire for our internet.
Yeah.
It has been really bad here, but nothing like North Carolina.
Oh no.
So Anyway,
I'm just glad y'all
sorry
are
for that.
safe. No worries, no worries. But to go back to make the story, to make more sense of the story. So this little girl named Kathy, who would hang out with my kid and all that, I asked one time doing an ITC session on the next street, with the Wooden Box app. I don't know if you ever heard of that. It was
No.
it was an Android
Wooden
device. It was
Box.
Wooden Box app. Yeah, it was a spirit box app,
I'm
and
looking.
it was made by Spain Paranormal, and they discontinued it.
Oh,
And
Oh, they discontinued it.
they discontinued it. And I'm
I
like,
thought
look,
they
man, this is like the
maybe
best
did it.
app ever.
I'm gonna see if it's back or something.
Man, I
You
tried to
got me
ask
all
them to bring-
curious,
See
Chris.
me too, right?
We both are just typing away.
Yeah.
Wooden
Yeah. So
Box.
if you ever had a chance to see my documentary, that's what I used for communication. And it was a free app. And it was like completely amazing because I was able to get a clear, intelligent response back. Now, see, I don't know. I don't
That's
even know if
intense.
they most likely they did not bring it back. They said they discontinued it. I asked if they were going to bring it back. They never responded back to me, via email. That was a few years ago.
Who made it?
Spain Paranormal.
Uh-oh. Paracom Spirit Box by Spain Paranormal.
Right. Yeah, that's their. Yeah, that's one. Yeah, they have like several spirit boxes, if I'm not mistaken.
So that's cool. I wonder if it would be as good as what you had. Let's see what it says. It's got a 3.7 review, and it's got over 50,000 downloads. And Gwen Googled it, and she found something to download. So she's going to try that. I'm going to try the other one. We've got to have you back. We're going to try both of these apps.
Yes.
yeah.
And see how it turns out. Blaine, I'll send you over what it looks like, okay?
We
Now-
gotta go to Texas to try out this piece of equipment because I like it very much.
We'll swing
Now,
over and get Blaine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Now, what you can do too is, I don't know if I sent it to you or not, because it's unlisted, but I do have the link to the Havlin Nicola frequency and so forth like that. So
we talked about it. I don't know if I got it, but if you,
Oh,
if
please
you
do though.
yeah, it's still, dude, it's still under Malice, the Malice frequency, because I got to change it up and everything like that. I just haven't had time.
Yeah, she had changed the name.
Yeah, I need to change the name. I need to
please
definitely
do.
change the name. But what you can do is you can have this playing, like, let's just say on your computer through a Bluetooth and all that. And then you can have, another ITC app going on with the Bluetooth or Necrophonic. And if you really concentrate, because what's going to end up happening if you put both of those speakers together as they're coming in here, it creates an oscillation and all that. And then you should be able to get a clearer spiritual communication, better intelligent results.
I could do that.
But
I've got two Bluetooths that I could use. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's how I learned how to basically, like, throw throw internal thoughts out in a box is
That's pretty cool, dude. Now, how far, Chris, are you having the two speakers apart? About a foot or so, or close?
Yeah, just about like a foot.
Okay. Because we definitely want to try it. Because we got an event coming up at the end of this month over at in Georgia at the Fish Factory.
Here,
I want
to play you the thing before when we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
you would love it. You would love it. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
I wish you could come. Blaine's coming, right, sweetie?
Damn right, I'm coming.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see you. Gwen and I are working on the vendors tonight after the show, which we're only going to do an hour tonight. I'm trying to get caught up after having no power for over a week and then having sketchy internet. I mean, it went out twice today and I was using my hotspot.
It lagged on my other show and this one.
Yeah. So we're just doing the best we can, but I'm putting vendor information out there. Because I have to get vendors insurance, the event insurance. So I've just asked them to give me a donation to help offset that. This isn't really about making money. It's more about getting information out and having that experience. The hotel is built on a cemetery.
Oh, nice.
On the
yeah.
cemetery.
Yep, dude, they didn't move the stones. They just threw the building right on top of it.
Yeah. And here's the thing. What happened was the doggone courthouse was struck by lightning 3 times. 3 times. I think that should say something else. But it burned. Yeah, it's working. She's got it on. The replacement, I guess, for the wooden box.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. I love monkeying with stuff like that.
Oh, we're gonna be messing with this.
Oh,
this
yeah.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if it says my name. I don't know, man. They all like to say my name for some reason.
Yours too?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, Chris, I get yours a lot. I get mine
Thank
a
you,
lot.
Richard.
A lot. Whole lot.
So
Yeah,
what I was going to say,
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. The courthouse got struck by lightning 3 times, and when it
Right.
got struck, it's in the center of town, and it burned all the businesses down. Second time
Wow.
it happened, did it again, and it affected the hotel. They said, you know what? We're through with this. We're going to back the hotel up so it's out of the domino effect, you know?
Right.
Just so happened there's a cemetery back there. So when they backed it up, they backed it right on top of people, and, you know, wooden boxes, you know,
Right.
no embalming. So there's not much to dig up.
No.
So they just plopped it right on top of it, and they were wealthy family members. So, you know, they just did what they wanted to do. And so there's spirits down there, you know, talking to us, coming through. Plus there's all kinds of like mysteries. There's one where a woman was having an affair, or the legend is a woman was having an affair with one of the owners. Well, there's one man that was the owner, but he had sons. So it was either the owner or the sons. And he was married. And when the mama and the wife, whatever, found out, mistress got dumped out the window on the 3rd floor.
That was our room.
Yeah, that was the one we
Oh,
stayed in.
wow.
Mom and Gwen and I. That was Mom's last investigation, and oh my gosh, she was on fire with it. You know,
Yeah.
I did some scrying in that room, Blaine. We got to go up there to that room
I know.
because I just got too much to show you. Well, I won't spill the beans now.
We'll
but
have fun.
Yes, Lord, yes.
What you told me we're staying in a suite. So what floor are we on?
We're on the 1st floor. You don't have to go up the stairs, up the stairs, up the stairs.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
But I
praise
still want
the
to go in
Lord.
that. I want to go for that. I don't want to go in that room though. It's the lady
Oh,
that
we've
got
got
thrown out.
it. Whoever
Nice.
has the room, made sure the hotel told them that they're going to have to open the door because that's where lady was, you know, out the window. But what we found out with our ghost investigation, with our equipment and what we picked up, which was confirmed, that wasn't exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
what I
not
was
going to give
picking
that
up
away
on.
either. Right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that. We have 2 twin girls that grew up there. Both of them died in the hotel. One girl died of scarlet fever, so there's no mystery there. But the other one that fell down the steps, she broke her neck, but she lived nearly 5 days with a broken neck.
Wow.
So I think there's something there to that. I'm getting a feeling that there's more to uncover there.
There
And the
is.
girls go all over the hotel.
They
They're
played
good.
with
Oh, yeah.
my friend, my
Yeah.
spirit friend who comes with me all the time.
Yeah,
They
she
were
has a
playing with
little
her.
girl spirit guide. Spirit friend.
Well, she actually is. Yeah.
She's trying to, and she will turn the television on in the room where the woman was dumped out the window. They'll turn the TV on. So they actually just unplug the TV because the maid won't go in there to clean. They just unplug the TV.
Hey, so Lee, so before you mentioned that, you know, your mom popped in my head before you even mentioned about the investigation with your mom in it. And like she's showing me silver. Does that have any representation to anything?
Yeah. The
Okay.
silver necklace that we have her ashes and we keep them
Oh,
in silver. Also, in that room, the mirror around is partially silver.
Yes.
It's very old. You know, it's the old stuff, so it's got the little crackling look to it. But that was the best scry
It was very cool.
experience I have had because they actually came out of the mirror and one of them put their hand through mine like that.
Oh, nice.
And I could feel it, you know, I could feel the tickling of the energy. It was unbelievable.
I could see it because I was behind you and I could see them. I couldn't feel them, but I could see them.
It's
He's
kind of like
crazy.
going under hypnosis, really. I think,
Right.
like being put into a state of meditative, like guided meditation.
Mhm.
Because I remember being kind of pulled in there spiritually.
Wow.
Me and my tail was still sitting in that chair. Blaine, I can't wait for you to come. I'm going to video
I know.
everything that happens to you.
Yes.
See,
Everything.
Nice.
I have
You know
not done that.
Wait, we could call you like this, and you could use the Haviland.
Yeah, the Haviland Nicola. Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
And then
Absolutely.
you can connect with us,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
we could do it like a ITC session.
Yeah. That's what I did with Blaine.
yeah.
Let's do it, Blaine.
It was
So
cool.
you guys have already done it, so y'all could do
Yes.
it together.
Yeah, we did it.
live, and
We did
and
it the
let
same
people
night.
experience.
Hey, we did the same night we were at Pauly jail, and we went and just did it.
Yeah.
I remember that. What was
And
I
it worked.
doing?
You
Look, and that was just with the prototype. That wasn't
Yeah.
that was just with the
Oh.
method. So what I was telling you about the Haviland Nicola frequency and so forth. So I call that cerebral intertrans communication,
I
because
love
what
that.
you're using your stimulated mind, to tap into a consciousness of another, or of spirit
Love
form.
that.
So my theory is like, if spirits can hear what we're thinking and know what we're thinking, well, how can we do that in reverse?
That's it.
exactly.
Now,
Right,
here's the
so-
thing. That's the first step of astral projection or remote viewing.
Yeah.
So
That's
this
true.
is a good tool if people would just use it as a tool in order to learn the next step of being able to do it on their own.
Ooh.
This is something the CIA might be interested in, Chris.
Oh, well, I do help loved ones for missing persons, people who've lost loved ones during like homicide cases that, their case isn't going anywhere. They
Yeah.
need, some help and all that. I try to reach out to EquiSearch, like, here, look, I try to, send them videos of, a person that was missing and showing like, look how close it was and look what is time stamped. I'm not saying that it's 100% accurate, but it's close.
Yeah.
It merits, investigation further into how it works. I mean, there should be some
Right.
testing going on with this. There's validity here.
No, absolutely. Right now, I'm trying to work on getting a utility patented, because I do have two research, medical companies who are interested, in looking at
Yeah.
it. But I don't want to go to that next step until, I can get that completely done or get it
I agree.
started.
Yeah.
You need to make sure you get your acknowledgement of, document what your input is. Otherwise, whoosh.
Right. So for instance, like my daughter, she moved to East Texas, and so she has this little black cat, and he's like really cute, and we miss him a lot, and so Vicky and I, like, we were in bed with the other cats, and I hear the black cat, screaming, meowing in the bathroom. And he's not there. He's like 2.5 hours away. So right there, would we consider that paranormal of, a doppelganger, which most people would, what I'm saying, in the spiritual realm, like, oh, well, that was Satan. That was that was a demon mimicking, or was it, a residual energy? It was a memory, because that's what residual energy is. It's memories. Yep. The saying, if these walls can speak, walls actually can speak, because there's residual energy that's absorbed into the structure. That's like if you go to your grandma's house, and if it feels home, it feels like home, warm and cozy, that's the place you want to feel that comfort. You're feeling the residual energy. Or if someone's like walking in the room and they're in a bad mood, and you feel that from afar.
Yeah, you can feel
You're feeling the residual energy, but residual energy has a big role to play when it comes to the universe, but also a big role to play in help save lives. If possible, can tell stories, because it's not going to lie, because it can't.
No.
Because they're memories. And when you can take this to a crime scene location, you get that even remotely, you can pick it up.
Oh yeah, that's what's so cool about what energy is like. I tell everybody, so look, everywhere you've ever been, you leave a piece of your energy behind, and anybody else has went to those places, it leaves their energy behind. So you got energy from all over the place. Everybody's walked in and out of that house anytime, anywhere, and it amazing how that energy works, and it stays there. It stays in that location.
No, absolutely. So where my daughter is staying at now in East Texas, that house there, from my understanding, has a lot of paranormal activity, especially in the kitchen. It was 2 old homes that were made into one. So these buildings are like, I think, over 100, 100-year-old,
oh my
apiece.
God, what would happen if one side was haunted, the other side's haunted, and the stuff was in there, and now they're together?
Oh yeah, I mean, she said that things fly, objects move, in the kitchen area. That's where it's mainly at. But she said before they purchased the house, it was like an investment home, so they're currently remodeling, but there was a lot of squatters that were living there and all that. So and you don't know over the years of the memories of people being in there. So I took her outside and I used the app. What is it? Was it like the DX SB something? You know what I'm talking about? The one, the electronic one. The sweeping, radio box sweep. So I went ahead and I turned that on to see what we can pick up. And so I asked like who was in the kitchen, and you hear straight up Aiden. And I'm like, okay, Aiden, why are you in the kitchen? Why are you moving stuff? It's like, it's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like these clear communications, and I wasn't using the Haviland Nicola. I was just using, an app. But because I listened to that frequency, it's able for me to, what I'm saying, communicate better energy wise, or for them to communicate, with me, because I've already been attuned to the frequency, so, and I mean, I got straight, intelligent, answers and all that.
Let me ask you something. You know how I'm ADD, so here we go. All right, can we all agree that as people become more aware of the supernatural, that they have a tendency to be more sensitive to the supernatural, like being on a supernatural spectrum, it tunes them.
No,
and
absolutely.
They can start developing some psychic ability. Okay, so we all three windows, 4 people. We all agree. Now, the next thing is, I think that also develops brain waves in a different manner. Like our brain is open to things, and it's exercising memories and muscles in our brain that we haven't had used before.
No, absolutely.
Okay?
I mean,
now, what about the Haviland Nicola? Is it exercising that muscle in the brain to where you might even be tuning someone to the environment that's around you? You might even be creating your own dimension in your home. And now that cat being in your home, he's missing home, thinking of you, and now he's there.
No,
you're able
absolutely.
to travel and do things. He didn't know he's not supposed to do it, so he does it.
Right. Right.
I'm just thinking. I know that might be
no. I mean, you're like you're spot on with that theory, because that's my theory as well. Now, so for instance,
Blaine, what did you think?
Same exact thing.
Okay, good.
I'm thinking what it does, it intensifies that brainwave to that frequency, and it also amplifies it for other frequencies to come through as well. That's what I'm picking up on from.
I mean, the sound might be tuning like a tuning fork or a sound bowl, because we were just talking about that in class. I did a show with a lady that had singing bowls so that the class could see it, because we were going to miss it because the storm was coming. So we had to do something different. But she was talking about these different sounds and what they do to your body and how it can affect your brain. And so I'm taking that. I'm thinking about sound. I'm thinking about, the tuning forks and crystals and how all this works. You have an electronic tuner is what you're doing. This creating this in your mind, this ability. You've tested it. You've seen it happen. And the little kitty cat is in the room. He's getting tuned. And he missed you. He missed his granny.
No,
he missed his grandma.
No,
he
no,
came home.
Now check this
and
out.
you
Now,
heard it.
now, since being in this location, I've only used this box once here, but that's okay because when it's on, and he was here when I used it, you know.
I'm just thinking,
so right there, that could mean that he got a tone to the frequency.
Yep,
because
he did.
Animals sense things. They have sixth sense. We all have the sixth sense, but it's just like somebody who is like, you know, a genius in mathematics, you know, they can do it like that. Is something that they're gifted. You know, me, I'm not good at mathematics, but if I try hard enough, I could be good at, and it's the same thing, you know, having that psychic ability, because either you're born with it or you're exercising your mind to get better. But the cool thing about with the Haviland-Nicola frequency is that, you know, it just speeds up that process, you know, but also too, it opens other dimensions as well. You know,
we're working on a piece of equipment, me and my husband, and Gwen's my, you know, crash test dummy on this. Always. Wait till I put it on Blaine. I can't wait. Yeah. But I want to show it. Bless her heart. She doesn't have a choice.
Just okay. What you got today?
Once I get it, like I like it, then I'm going to put it on Blaine, and we're going to see what happens. But I want to show it to you, and see what you think.
Absolutely.
I don't want to tell Blaine about it because I'm going to have it at the Fitzpatrick, and I want him to experience it. But it's to tune very similar. The output should be similar to what you've got, but it's a different method of getting there. So I could use your input because I want it to be
no, absolutely. Now, so you got to remember, like, for instance,
sorry,
like,
Blaine, you're the ultimate crash test dummy.
Yeah,
hey, if you like, I'll just go ahead and drop off now, man. Shit.
So, I mean, just like, for instance, like with Elon Musk, he has his little third-party company called Neuralink because he purchased the rights or whatever, bought the rights for, you know, from these scientists who were able to, you know, basically use things with their mind, you know, using artificial intelligence. But that artificial intelligence, there are, you know, you have to wear, you know, a little cap, you know what I'm saying, to project, you know, the algorithms and out like that. The cool thing about the Haviland-Nicola, even though these frequencies are weak frequencies because brainwaves are weak frequencies, you know, but you have something that is concurrent to those brain, you know, frequencies with the frequencies from energy, you know, that moves around, not necessarily energy that's generated to, you know, to provide power, you know, but but I looked at, you know, some of the research, how they're like, okay, well, brainwave energy is not strong enough, you know, to telepathically, you know, support, you know, information to something else. You know, this breaks all those theories, you know, because what you're doing, you're using the same, not the same frequency, but a different frequency in that range for communication to happen.
You know, I'm not seeing
and
the
it's
live
analog.
chat. I have not been seeing the live chat, so I'm going to go in here. I've got a lot of people saying this is very interesting stuff.
It is.
So what that is Margie Blaylock that said being together also raises the vibrations, even if it's miles apart. So she's agreeing with what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Kathy Dalton is saying, wow, this is really interesting. So she's watching. Thank you, Kathy. And thank you. I want to thank you again for what you did for Mom's funeral. Thank you for coming. I know that it was a pleasure for all of us to be able to connect, you know, even at such a sad time. Blaine was able to meet you. She drove 3.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. To even be in the class, you know, so,
wow.
I mean, she's very special person. And I appreciate her support greatly. Thank you, Tracy, for watching. And thank you, Margie. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Tracy, and Angie and Shane. Thank you. And I can't wait to have you on the show. Thank you, Richard. We enjoyed having you on the show the other day. Yes. And by the way, the ghost boxes that he makes, he also makes the kind that plays music. but
Oh,
it's
nice.
motion activated, and it's
Yes.
got night vision. So you could be in pitch black and it would still
Oh,
pick it up
wow.
and play the
Wow.
music. You can add the music you want into it. It's got a little
That's really
microchip
cool.
in there, and they make it steampunk looking, so it's not very
Oh, nice.
intimidating to old
Yeah, it's
spirit.
pretty badass.
Man, you know, yeah, I
And
gotta
he
look at
has
that. I
sold
want to
some
check that
equipment.
out.
Yeah, he sold some equipment for
Nice.
us, and he's also a sponsor of our show. So I want to make sure I.
And I'm fixing to
All
get
right.
on the show. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, he's going to have his own show soon. Anthony
nice.
Simonelli, yes, thank you for watching, and Kendall Cox, thank you. We would
All of
love
you,
to
thank
have
you.
you. Yes, sorry, I didn't want them to think that I'd lost my mind and wasn't acknowledging them. Well, we are 3 minutes past.
I'm gonna go off of here, and then that way you can show Chris what you wanted to show him, because I can't see it that way.
No. That's okay. It's 8:00. It's time for us to end the show. I'm not going to show her it like this. I'm going to wait and develop it, because I can't let Gwen see it either for now. But I'm
okay.
going to show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if anyone wants to see, some footage and so forth like that, they can definitely go to TikTok to Lisbony Paranormal. And I do have some videos, especially the one that is the Alec Murdoch. Actually, I have that pinned, and that one is probably the best one to show how it can pick up internal thoughts from other people. And so I really would like to show that, our love for people to look at that and get their thoughts. My thing is, the way I do things, I like to hear other people's thoughts, their insights.
Well, Chris, is there another way I could watch it? Because I work for the government, so I'm not allowed to have TikTok.
Oh, yes, you're not. Yes, I totally forgot about
You
that.
can download
Absolutely.
the video and send it to him, right?
Yeah, I can do that. Also, too, if you go to, I think what Lisbony Paranormal on YouTube, I think I may have some stuff on there. I'm slowly but surely trying to get content, because I'm so busy working, doing marketing ads and everything like that, and
what you can do is just send it to Lee, because I'll go up there. I'm going to her house on November 1st, so I can watch it on her TikTok, because I'm not around a government computer.
Oh yeah, and I totally forgot about that. I mean, it's the same way here,
man,
with our government devices. So
yep.
Yeah.
So Tracy, the boxes I was talking about that plays the music, Richard Johnson makes them. If you're interested, the Nicola I'm doing it backwards, aren't I? Haviland Nicola is something that Chris Lisbony has created, and she's working on the patent so that she can share it with the rest of us. Please stay tuned as she works on that, because this, holy crap. If you got with Richard and he could download that tone into that music box, then you could tone, do the whole tune of the thing and then change it back so that it plays the music or whatever, but have the ghost box attached to it. And now you've got a way to add a voice recorder on there with it, and you got it. You got it.
Very cool.
And I'm trying to
connect y'all.
And I'm trying to also write a proposal. I don't know if you ever heard of Manly Labs. It's an analog company that actually make processors for recording studios. So, I mean, her stuff is like, it's all analog, but I mean, it's high price. It's like $1,500 for a condenser mic, or even more than that. But I mean, a lot of people have used it, Michael Jackson, Stevie Nicks,
my girl,
and so
my girl.
But my best friend, that happens to be her ex-girlfriend. So I want to write a proposal, see what she thinks about the box, because the thing is, with her components and with her name, that can help us, get that box out there and get it to people that really need it. But there's still a lot of things to do. It's like you still have to be trained, So I'm currently writing a manual on it, like how to do it, the more engineering side and all that. But yeah, I would not mind, getting talk to Richard,
and give us some videos. Like you could send me send
Yeah.
Gwen the TikTok video.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll send
Okay.
you Richard's information too.
Yeah, we'll
Also.
get everybody
Okay.
connected. We're gonna make this connection.
There you go.
Yeah.
No,
We're gonna
absolutely,
call
absolutely.
you when we go to the Fitzpatrick live.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And
Yes,
see,
indeed.
and I wish I could go because, especially with the Haviland Nicola, you're able to pick up history. You know, you'll be able to hear history.
favorite.
You know, the residual energy.
My
So
favorite.
that's what I love. You know,
I love history, dude. History and ghosts is like my
Yes.
2 favorite things. I got a master's degree in history just because I love history so much.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
See,
Yeah.
Blaine's very educated. I'm so proud to be his little sister. Well, it's
Yeah.
time for us to go. Can we schedule? Let me get Gwen with you so that we can
Yes.
schedule you to come back. We
Okay.
want updates. We want you and
No,
Richard on to see if
absolutely.
there's a way that can happen.
Yes.
He's a disabled veteran. This could be something very helpful with him and his wife, with you.
No,
he's doing
absolutely.
all these paracons. This would be a lot of fun.
No,
And
absolutely.
I got to tell you about my little Frankenstein equipment I'm trying to make and see what happens. I mean, heck, the worst that happens is that it doesn't work for
Look,
me.
it's all about trial and error.
Here
So
stands up. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, time to go. How can people reach you?
okay, so people can reach me by lisbonyparanormal@gmail.com. LISBONY paranormal @gmail. So yes, you can definitely contact me there. You can see me on TikTok, Lisbony Paranormal. A lot of people get in touch with me there. You know, they message me. So, and I give me about 24 hours, I'll message you back. And so forth. Yeah. And I do have a Lisbony Paranormal YouTube, and I do have that available. But majority of the time, I really use TikTok. You know, like I need to really focus more on YouTube, you know, with my stuff. But I don't know. I guess with TikTok, it's just like boom, you see it. You know what I'm saying? It just
Sure.
you get more views, basically.
So Richard was actually watching the show and he sends his hugs. And some other people that are watching are also saying, yes, hugs. And we're also hearing that there's some distortion, probably the internet about to go out.
Yeah,
So
mine wouldn't work at all.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, it's after the storm. What do we do?
Yep.
So off we go. We'll have you back really soon. We love you. Love you,
Bye.
Blaine.
Love you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Y'all have a great one.
Oh no, I didn't mean to hit that.